Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Well, welcome to the alternate point of view.
Thank you.
So we are
Hi.
recording. It may cut off after 40 minutes because I don't have the obviously the bot plan on Zoom. So I might have to send you another invite
Okay.
for this, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. So it's so nice to meet you. I'm Tracy Lee, so welcome you guys to the channel.
Thank you.
And you are Brooke to the
Yes.
left, and Lauren is to the right.
Yes.
So I'm excited to meet you face to face, sort of, via Zoom. It's an honor to have you guys here on the channel. So just introduce yourselves first. So who is who?
All right. I'm Lauren. I was Emily's best friend, her childhood best friend growing up. So yeah, that's who I am.
And I'm Brooke. I never got to meet Emily, but I'm here.
Okay, and how do you know, how are you in this situation?
Okay. I was a victim of Joseph's
Okay,
survivor. Yes.
okay. And so you know Joseph from uh dating him.
Kind of. We went on just a couple of dates, but I got a tattoo from him, so that's how I
Oh, okay,
initially
okay.
Yeah, same.
met
Same.
him.
Okay, so did
Well,
you,
actually, I guess I was apprenticing.
so you did
So
apprentice.
yeah.
Okay. So you did apprentice under Joseph.
Yeah, wasn't necessarily like under Joseph. They did have a piercer, but he like didn't really show up ever until it was really stupid. I was basically just like the shop bitch. If I'm gonna be honest, I sterilized the tools and got them their fucking food and coffee.
Okay. So I know all about that a little bit because well, my now husband, he apprenticed for tattooing for a while, and then
Mhm.
we have both have tons of tattoos and piercings and whatnot. We did back in the day tons of piercings, so I know all about that, being
Yeah.
a shop, whatever you. So um but so did you learn how to pierce? Was it like he said on the stand that you were unsteady and you had to pierce on
Yeah.
your
No,
chest?
definitely. Like everything you said in regards to that was true for
Okay.
sure. Then I learned that just in itself was not my calling. I was had just turned 20, so
Okay. Yeah, you
I
guys
was
were
just kind of
young.
like, yeah, I was just kind of trying to figure out who I was, and before that, I had been working housekeeping at the hospital, and I I don't know, and then I just didn't like that, and then I don't know, I think I went and got my septum pierced, and I no, I don't really remember how I started apprenticing, but I did.
Okay. And so you've known Emily since second grade.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have a twin?
Yes, an
Okay, so
identical twin sister.
she thought, oh, an identical twin. So she thought you were the twin when you guys met.
Yeah, we looked more alike when we were younger than I'd say we do now.
Okay.
Mainly because, we're adults and we have developed personalities and such.
Okay. So um oh, sorry. I'm trying to figure out this Zoom thing. I usually use StreamYard, so this is going to be kind of a debacle, but
Oh,
it's
it's
more
okay.
important that we're talking about Emily Jean than anything else. So you refer to her as Emily Jean now because you don't want to talk about her as Emily because the way he did her, what he did to her. Um, so
Yeah.
kind of you just the way he talked about her and the things he did. So tell me a little bit. So we talked about, I sent you some questions, of course, about Emily Jean because I wanted to get to know her a little bit as a person. And we talked about her family life a little bit and discussed a little bit about she was very close to you, very close to her mom. She had, what did you say, five, four or five half brothers?
5 half brothers.
Five half brothers. Wow. Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
and she was trying to be as close as she could to them.
Yeah. I mean, she was definitely closest to her brother Matt, just because
Okay.
they grew up in the same house together.
Okay.
But like, as for like her other 4 younger brothers, she went up to her dad's to go see him as much as possible.
Okay. So Brooke, you knew him. How old are you?
I'm 28 now,
You're
but at the
28.
time, yeah, I was 21 at the time.
Oh my gosh. I think it's so odd. So I did a video not knowing anything, just watching the trial. And so I think it's very odd, and I think I said it numerous times in my video. Lauren watched it, that I thought it was very odd that he was attracted to much younger females
Mhm.
than
Yeah, they're easier to manipulate and they're more
I
vulnerable.
know even the girl that he dated after you, I don't want to name her just out of respect for her. We'll call her, what do we, we'll call her Josie. So, uh, Josie, the girl that he was seeing, I'm pretty sure it was after Brooke, and he had started seeing her in the time that I was apprenticing. I don't know how old she was, but I know she was. I was going to say she might have been younger than me at the time.
It's like 19 or something, or 18.
Yeah, I don't know if you know
I
anything about
don't
that.
know.
Yeah, no. But I know she was also very like on the younger side
Mhm.
in her young 20s.
so do you know how many times he'd been married?
No once. I know only one marriage that he had
Totally.
with Jolene. Yeah.
Just because he made that comment on the stand that he really say that to you that he wanted to make her his next, he wouldn't mind making her his next
Oh,
ex-wife?
yeah. That
Oh
wasn't the
wow.
only thing he said.
Oh my. Okay.
He had made jokes about killing her.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh
What
my
would
God.
drive that kind of conversation? That's wild.
I don't know. I don't
He
know,
is
but
messed up.
I remember she told me that, and then I, if I'm remembering correctly, I think she called him. I don't know if it was about that joke or about making or about only wanting to be married for a short amount of time before making her his next ex-wife, which, if you ask me, I think was more code for I am planning on killing you, but obviously that's kind of just speculation.
Yep.
Okay. That is weird.
Disturbing.
I'm
Very,
very disgusting.
yeah. Um okay. That does not make any sense whatsoever.
Nope.
Um So was who was the aggressor in the relationship? Was it both, or was Emily Jean that type of person?
She was not. She was reactive,
Okay.
but that was because of her literal past trauma.
Okay. So would you say she had this issue in the past? Because I think you mentioned your past relationships were kind of that way. So would you say this was kind of a uh would you say she's had these past relationships before?
Not to the extent that it was like with Joe.
Okay. So you mentioned in the questions I asked you that he was always thinking that she was cheating on him. And I think
Yeah.
I said in my video, I called him a cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater because uh, he was polyamorous, which I think is I truly believe people like that are just selfish.
Well,
And
I still have all of my messages with Emily saved from on Snapchat, so it's like I have so many things that like directly disprove what he was saying on the stand. And like especially like the cheating thing. Like there's I remember she had told me one time how because like they had a drawer of sex toys and she had like organized it and then left to go to work maybe. She had left for some reason. And then when she had returned, it was completely disorganized and the bus had smelled like some other girl's perfume and like I want to say she also said it smelled like sex. Yeah. And it's just like I don't know. It just irks me because
He was like up there dragging her name when it was him causing all
yeah.
those issues.
And like granted it is ironic that she never cheated on him because in her past relationship she had cheated on her boyfriends, but like she didn't with Joe, which is part of the reason why she married him because she was ready to at least make a commitment like that.
yeah.
And yeah.
So she was so young, and this happened, like I told you in our messages, that I had not heard about this until the trial was actually happening. And this happened at
Yeah.
the exact same time as Gabby Petito, which
Mm-hmm.
which totally overshadowed this situation. Um, so I feel like obviously this didn't get the national attention that Gabby Petito got. And this was much more gruesome,
Yeah.
obviously, than Gabby Petito. And both of these men came home without their women.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, I, I, I mean, it was just I can't imagine what you and her mother and I just want to say again, I am so so sorry for what you guys have been through, and I cannot imagine. I saw you at the end of the verdict embracing, and you basically got kicked out of the courtroom because they were like, you got to go. Um, and I was like, it, you just kept hugging her mother for the longest time. And I know you were thankful for the verdict. But then I saw on Court TV or one of them that were saying that in Vermont, he is only going to get a possibility of 35 years to life, which means you guys are going to have to constantly relive this every time he's up for parole.
Oh, he's not getting parole.
There's no chance for him to get
No.
parole. Okay, so what is his uh what is it? Because he's I saw in Vermont that it's 35 years to life.
Uh, yeah, that's I know that much. It's 35 years to life. We don't have a death penalty, or death penalty is
Yeah.
illegal in Vermont, so you won't get that.
Okay.
Um, but I want to say because of the overkill actions that he
Oh,
took, he will likely get more than 35 years, if not life. Um,
I just don't see how he won't get life. Like,
I was gonna say, I frankly would not be surprised if they just give him life. But I think it also, depends on like when we make impact statements and what we say, but ultimately what the judge decides. So,
So he never explained. He just kind of, and this was something that I said in my video as well, was like he just kind of skipped over his actions. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't really explain, and I don't know, like he just, and I kind of wanted, and I don't know if there's ever an explanation. He stated that as soon as he put the van in park, she went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs crazy, and this was around 7 or 8 p.m. Friday night. So according to him, they argued, but this didn't occur until maybe 2 a.m. on Saturday morning. So I'm trying to connect the dots between 7 and 8 p.m. Friday night to 2 a.m. Saturday morning. How does this happen? And then how he just basically glanced over the occurrence of the aftermath. There is no explanation. And there's no explanation for what they argued over. We have no idea. Um, do you have any idea what possibly could have occurred? Was she
Well,
chatting with you at all because he said she was on the phone?
I wish she had been talking with me.
Okay, so she wasn't talking to you.
No, but the only thing that we have all been like her family and me, and kind of all of us have kind of been assuming is his ex-wife lives in the Bear Run condos where they were and where his sister Nikki had decided to visit, and his ex-wife Jolene and Nikki were still good friends. And so it's not hard to put together, she obviously chose the Bear Run condos because that's where Jolene lives. So she wanted to be able to catch up with Jolene. And so she had told, Joseph, I'm coming up to Vermont. And so, I guess, they came to Vermont. And then I'm under the belief that of a few things. One, that, well, obviously Emily didn't know that Jolene lived there and that was happening until probably when they arrived. And if she did go berserk, like you said, that would be why, because he said he wanted to go up there to celebrate their 1 year anniversary, but I don't think that was the case.
He wanted to reconnect with her.
Yeah, I think he wanted to reconnect with Jolene because Jolene has his previous dog Bear, and then I just, just the way that he chose to kill her also just makes me feel like he had intentions the entire time to do that.
Hmm, okay. But why so brutally? Do you feel like there was some type of,
Because that's the one thing I can't really like answer to, because like it's not something I still can't comprehend it. Other than like he's literally a fucking psychopath and
yeah.
sociopath,
Yeah, he's
a
deranged.
narcissist, all wrapped in one.
So was he like that with you, Brooke? Did you see signs of this when the few times that you guys dated?
Well, it was we only went out like twice before the third time when he drugged me and
He drugged
raped me.
you?
Yeah, he tried to kill me.
What?
Um, yeah, he held a knife to my back and told me to text my family goodbye. He also did a lot of like weird ritualistic type shit. Like
Oh yeah.
he was like running in circles around me while I was vomiting and like chanting. And then he was doing his weird like yoga dancing while singing karaoke. Yeah, and yeah, so he's messed up.
Oh my. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's, I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah. So I knew that he was going to do it again, and I
Yeah,
So,
tried to
okay.
press charges,
Okay.
but they
That's,
denied it.
that's Vermont for you.
that's wild. Okay. So,
Vermont's kind of notorious for not helping victims of domestic violence.
okay. That's odd. That's very strange.
Yeah, no, you'd think for such a progressive state they'd be a little bit better about it, but no, they're not.
Yeah, that state is very, I mean, I live in Texas, so obviously we're a very different state.
Yeah.
So Vermont, that's why I was shocked to hear this type of sentence that, I mean, really wasn't shocked because, it's Vermont. So I was like, that's why I was upset to hear the type of sentencing, uh,
Mhm.
length that was going to be up there. But, I was pretty upset to
Um,
hear, the
Police
options
in the
there.
Pennsylvania police can also look into him.
Yes.
The what?
The Pennsylvania police. His stepmother was murdered via stabbing, multiple stab wounds.
Oh my.
And
2009, right?
2009 or 8, something like that. I know he was 28 at the time.
So he was capable.
Yeah, and
Her case is still open.
yeah,
They've never.
it's a cold case. They never solved it, and
How?
because they couldn't find enough. I don't know why exactly, to be honest. I didn't really look that deep into it, but I know.
Huh. Is her last name Ferlazzo as well?
I don't
I
fucking
don't
know.
know.
Oh, that's interesting. I might need to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so initially the state police, when they, and mind you, the stab wounds weren't even discovered until the medical examiner saw her body. So he had completely left that out of his confession.
Oh, for Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't say a word about that. It
No.
just, like I said, he just glazed over that entire
Yeah.
thing. And actually, when the police, I could see on the body cam, when they saw the bathroom, they didn't even know what was in those bags. They
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
literally were like, "Oh, there's bags." I mean, they just had no idea. And it just kind of, I mean, they had no idea. I mean, thankfully, after the missing persons report was filed, I don't know how quickly they came upon the van, but they were very quick to find the bus.
Yeah. It was by Tuesday, like that Tuesday, I want to say.
Yeah, so I'm trying to understand, he took the bus to his friend's house, and then
Yeah.
where did he take the bus after? I was very confused where he
He
took the
left
bus.
the bus there.
At his friend's house.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then he
where
took
did the
his
police,
motorcycle.
okay, did the police find the bus at his friend's house?
Yeah.
Okay, so he didn't take it out into the woods.
No.
Oh, so it was still at the
Because
friend's
he didn't
house.
have time to.
He was
He
going to.
he was so stupid
Okay.
going to Emily's parents, and not for nothing, none of us are idiots. Emily would have come to either my apartment or gone back home or gone to my parents' house if there was something that deeply wrong and she had gotten out of the bus.
Okay.
Like, and like she would have texted one of us, she would have, like, one of us, she would have been on her way to one of us.
Yeah.
Okay. So the
And the
bus
fact
was
that she
still sitting at
wasn't,
the Langs, is that where it was?
yeah.
Just sitting there.
Oh, yeah. And there's no way they didn't know.
So did his friend, so he is in the doing the confession and he says his friend said good riddance.
Yeah, because they hated Emily.
So they really would say that.
Yes.
Oh, because in my video I was like, I just can't believe they would say something like that.
But no, they're dirtbag
And then when
people.
we were messaging back and forth, you were saying, "Oh, they would totally." And
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe that they would say something like that about such a sweet person.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. So I was wrong. um, so he had a vasectomy. So he was just playing on the stand. Like I wouldn't bring a child into this relationship because she was so abusive. So, and I did make a comment that he was like the male version of Sarah Boone, you know, sitting there acting like I'm
Yeah,
such a
honestly, I don't even
victim.
know. I've like only heard about Sarah Boone by name and think about a letter she sent to the judge, but I have no idea what happened with that or what that's about.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but
he
yeah,
made
so I
himself
was
sound
like,
like such a victim, like he was just so abused
oh
and
wait,
so tortured and so, and I'm like,
yeah,
I can't believe this tiny little person, I can understand. Now don't get me wrong. I can see where, some women can be, go crazy but I just couldn't believe that here he is saying I'm polyamorous. She knew that going in, and I'm just like, but then he did mess up on the stand and say she wanted to be monogamous, and
because he did.
I'm like, I
Would you
understand
like me to
how.
raise you a message from August 1st of 2021 about their relationship and that topic?
I can see where women would want to change, like we think we can change a man, but that's
Well, yeah, she said, because this, like I said, this is August 1st of 2021, so it was like 2.5 months before he killed her. She
oh,
goes, I don't know if I can do this shit. Joseph said he doesn't want to lose me. And I said, I don't want him sleeping with anyone else. And he said he could do it. He could do that. Like, he's okay with staying monogamous if it means keeping me. But he's put me through so much mentally and emotionally. Like, I fucking love him and I can't even think of losing him. But I'm worried he's just going to change his mind again. He says he realized he's a better man now than he used to be before me. Like, he misses his old life, but realized it wasn't the best version of him.
So she was never polyamorous, like he's claiming
Yeah.
she was.
And then after that, she sent me a pros and cons list.
so the whole like thing he said on the stand about an STD or
I
whatever,
don't
that
know what
was
that was
just
about.
completely made up
I,
story.
I have no idea what that was about.
Yeah, it was probably made up though.
So
Yeah.
the whole, I just want to tell you, as I said in my last video, that you know going on the stand in your own defense is a very wrong thing to do. Just, but he had no, I can't believe the defense had no one else. Here he is talking about he has all these friends and he's, even the Langs. I can't believe no one got up there and said anything for him. That he didn't even have any character witnesses. Even his sister uh, had to say something on I think that was the first witness the prosecution had was his sister.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm very surprised that he had no one but himself. And I'm
No.
shocked that the prosecution didn't even ask about the vasectomy.
I don't know if they knew.
They may not have, but he stonewalled the prosecution. I think they just gave up after a while. They just were like, no more questions because he was not going
Oh,
to answer.
no, that was intentional.
Okay.
Because the reason why Sally questioned him the way that she did was specifically to bring out that, because, like,
His
you could
temper
tell.
came out a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that was the point of it all.
Yes. I watched his temper and I was like, ooh, it's coming out a
Yeah.
little bit. It's coming out.
Yeah. And that was the whole point of her questioning. It wasn't really it had nothing to do with proving he did what he did,
Yeah.
like, intentionally, because it was very obvious that he did it intentionally. It's the fact that during the entire testimony, when he was testifying, he had this sad, mopey look, pretended to cry, and like didn't look his defense attorney in the eye a single time.
Mm-mm.
Didn't look at the prosecute or not the prosecution. Didn't
The
look at
jury.
the jury a single time. Actually,
No.
faced away from them
Mm-hmm.
purposely, and pretended to take sips of water,
Mm-hmm.
which really just cracked me up, to be honest. But then the second the prosecution came on and started questioning, he was like looking him directly in the eye with this intense look, and like immediately was like this change in attitude.
Yeah. It was like instant, like his face went from like soft and sad to
like
back to himself.
Yeah.
So how do you two know each other? Did you guys meet because of this situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's we only have like 9 minutes left. I'm gonna have to send you another invite. But let's talk about Emily Jean. I don't want to focus anymore on Joseph because he's clearly psychotic. I'm not a doctor, so I can't diagnose him. But I want to talk
That's what
about
my therapist said yesterday.
I want to talk about the type of person that she was. You said that, obviously she loved cats, but she did. This is why I'm bothered by what he said about her kicking Remy and doing such terrible things to the dog. And I'm a huge animal lover. So it really bothered me that he said that. So when you posted on your Facebook, if you ever received a cat from Emily, I just felt like there's no way that she would do such a thing to an
I
animal.
forgot about that post.
Yeah.
I think I posted that because I was sad.
Yeah, obviously. And then you
Yes,
posted
thinking
about
about
her
her. I was like, I
birthday
just
and that
want to
she's
see the
forever
animal she wrote.
22. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's odd because Gabby Petito was 22 when she passed. It was like a month apart.
Yeah.
So strange. What are the odds? But like I said, Emily Jean was done much worse. Not that it makes it any different, obviously, but it was so brutal and just,
Mm.
I don't know how you guys, I honestly, what have you done? What have you and her mom done to get through this? What is something that has helped you?
A lot of therapy, that's for sure. Um, I know, I know in her mom's case, I definitely want to speak about that first. In her mom's case, like this like affected her so deeply. It put her life to a halt. She doesn't work anymore because of how badly this impacted her. She it just, you know, like we both still have nightmares and stuff regarding what happened, and just the absence, and like knowing that like she's never gonna like see her daughter again is like that breaks my heart, especially because I was literally sitting right next to her when they told us they found her remains, and she it like gave like the most horrific like wail I've ever heard. It is forever in my brain. And like there's just I don't know. Like you can't recover from a loss like that. In her mom's case, I don't think. And like that's part of the reason why she has a service dog now, to be able to like literally help her get through the day because of how bad her anxiety is. And it's just I don't know. Like that it just makes me angry knowing that she has to survive with that now because of what he did. And then like I literally forgot what the question was.
She was asking
It's
how.
okay. I'm literally sitting here
Oh,
tearing up.
yeah.
I can't. I'm a mother, um, and could not imagine.
Say, like, yeah, you kind of, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
I
Yeah,
also have a daughter, and I.
yeah.
Like, after the
There's no
last
way, and to have to
three
be
and a half
to go
years,
through the trial and have to have someone basically talk about your child the way he did,
With so much
and
disgust.
yeah, it just, I don't know. And like I said, like, a lot of us literally, I would say probably like her mom and me in particular, like, suffer with like these god awful nightmares with Emily and Joe and them. And like in my case, even though I know I shouldn't feel this way, I still deal with an immense amount of guilt
that's what I
because
mentioned in my video. I hope it didn't offend you, but I can only imagine how you feel because as her
uh,
best friend, you know, in
you
a
I only ever wanted the best for her, you know?
yeah,
And it's not
yeah.
your fault, but I
It's
get
not
that.
your
Yeah.
fault, but I would feel the same way because
Like inevitable to feel that
you're
way.
yeah, I would feel the same way because, you know, you would be like it I would feel the same way because, you know, you knew him, you guys it just there's no way you can't feel that way. So,
Yeah. Like I still literally have like full on mental breakdowns.
yeah. But
And
it's not your fault. Everybody makes their choices and you
no,
were just
exactly.
a
And
supportive
like
best
that's what I remind myself about constantly is that like regardless, I did my best
Yeah.
yes.
for her when she was with him.
Yes.
And
And you didn't know
I
that.
was there for her and exactly. I didn't know. I didn't know how awful he was.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
And she
not
didn't
truly.
share that. She didn't share it with you.
No, not really. Like even though we were still like super close, like up until she died, there were things that she did stop telling me. And I think in part that has to do with because I told her I was like I can't keep hearing this because it was breaking my heart.
Right.
And I was just like I had kept telling her like leave him, just leave him.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to leave him
And then,
because she wanted it to work out so badly.
and she
Yeah.
probably stopped telling things because she knew you were just going to tell her to leave her, and she wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
Like,
Which and I understand that.
absolutely.
Because like you know, and I like I had mentioned like I during that time when they had started dating, I was also in an abusive relationship, you know? Like what she was going through were things that I had literally been going through myself. And
Right.
like so it was just that was part of the reason why like it was so hard for me to like hear it too, is because it was for myself, it was also still such a fresh wound based off of what I had gone through and knowing that she was going through that exact same thing, but worse, you know? It like it sucks.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and it's like a catch 22. You're like, just leave. But that person is they're in a vicious cycle because, you know, they again, as women, we have this mental spot in our head where we're like, no, I can change it. I can make it better if I just do this or, you know, we just can't. And,
Yeah.
you know, we just want to. And
Hi.
okay. I think I got it figured out a little bit. Zoom is
Yeah,
not
I
very
don't know.
wanting.
The link like didn't want to work for a minute.
I know. I was like, invite, and then it just like, I don't know, shut me down. Okay. This is a different view. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Emily Jean. And you've known her since second grade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and let's talk about what kind of person Emily Jean was. So obviously she was very spontaneous because she got married at a very young age.
Mhm.
almost as soon as she met uh, Joseph. I know they met a couple of years earlier, but then they met later,
Yeah.
um, after he reached out to you guys when he got back. I feel like after listening to him with the finances and stuff like that, I feel like she was a little more responsible than he was, but he made it seem like he was the more responsible one. So, just based off, because I know how tattoo guys are, tattoo people are, um, they
Only was
really
dead.
don't have their money in check, and it's really person to like it's less than paycheck to paycheck. It's really like if they have a client, it's money, and then when they don't have clients, they don't have any money, and it's really based on, whatever. It's really
Yeah.
hard to have a steady income. So I really feel like she was more responsible at such a young age. But I don't know. It's just the way the picture was painted, in trial. So tell me more about Emily and how she was and what her goals were. And she wanted to be a nurse. That is a different kind of person. It takes a really caring, loving person to be that
Oh,
in
I
that
know.
field. So,
Well, I'm also in that field, so I know.
okay, so I work with the elderly, but I don't do that. So, um, I couldn't do that because I'm not trying to wipe people's butts. Sorry. Um, so,
There.
so tell me some more about Emily Jean and how she became wanting to do that.
Well, throughout high school, she wanted to become a cosmetologist, and she was in her high school trade school, which had a cosmetology program. And then, oh my god, that is Peanut. Is she in a crate? Sorry, my dog is whining, but I don't know where she is. Um,
You want me to go check?
I'm just gonna say, give me 1 minute.
Okay. So Brooke, when did you date Joseph?
It was January of 2018.
2018. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's about when he met Emily Jean.
Yeah, I think he said, I think it was August of 2018. I don't remember the exact month, but it was after, yeah,
Okay.
after me.
Okay. So you met him through the tattoo place.
Yes, I got a tattoo from him in November of 2017. And then
So
a few weeks later, I got a text from an unknown number that said, I can't stop thinking about you. I can still smell your perfume. So I think he got my number from the consent form that I signed. So yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
It
Oh,
was
look at
creepy,
that
but
baby.
This is my dog Peanut.
Hi, Peanut. Okay. So he's just weird. I just
yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw red flags from the start, but I was just like, sure,
When I
whatever.
first met him when I was apprenticing, one of the first things he ever asked me was if I liked to be tied up.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like literally 20 at the time. I'd slept with one person. I just lost my virginity earlier that year, and I was like, maybe?
You're like, pardon?
I don't know.
I mean, he's like so much older than you. That's so
Yeah,
weird.
and it's I don't know. And
oh,
he
okay.
would stare at me in this creepy way all the time. Like,
Okay. That's odd.
yeah.
I mean, he's borderline pedophile to me. So,
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
yeah, that's just where my head is at with him. He's just borderline pedophile and
Like sleeping
yeah.
with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This
I
is
was
my
so like,
dog, Neo.
oh,
He has to make an appearance. So,
of course.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, what a
Yay.
baby.
yeah. So Emily Jean she did cosmetology in trade school, right?
Yes.
And then she decided she wanted to take care of people.
Yeah, so
Um,
she got her LNA license and she's in New Hampshire and was working as an LNA there before, she had met Joe and they'd moved here. And then she had a job at the hospital as an LNA
Yes.
for a
So
while.
I saw where she had a job, and then she left that job and went to a different job. So and what is your position? What do you do? Are you an LNA as well, or?
I'm not a LNA, like I don't have any certifications, but I am a personal caregiver.
Okay. Okay.
So, but I just do it like privately. So I don't work for anybody besides myself.
Okay.
But I'm also in college right now, getting getting my nursing degree. Well, I'm
Okay.
working in health associates right now,
And is this
but
something that you want to do, like to honor Emily Jean, to continue,
oh
or is it
well,
something you've
honestly,
always wanted to do?
it's something I'd had interest in doing, but then I wasn't really positive about it at the time, and then I don't know, I just got I don't know what happened. I just had like a turn, and then kind of realized like, oh, that is what I want to do, and it was in part because I was like, I need to move forward in my life for Emily,
Yeah.
and I need to. And I was like, and I also know I have a purpose in this life, and I want to honor that. And I knew, I know at the very least it has something to do with healthcare, and whether that's becoming. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily even want to become like a nurse yet, but like I do want to work in the healthcare field, and but I don't necessarily know what I even want to specialize in yet because there's so much to learn.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for sure.
for Emily, I did, I started going to college, and yeah, sorry, something just floated across the screen.
I know I saw that. I was like, that's kind of weird that we're talking about her and something just kind of
It's
floated.
my bitch. Wait, what time is
I
it?
know. It's super, super strange. And it's still floating. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Fuzz? It might be just a fuzz. But yeah, so that's in part why I'm getting my degree now, is for Emily, yeah.
Okay, okay. And she's always wanted to just help people and be, that's why I just can't imagine why anyone would say that she
She's just
was,
got like a caring soul in general, and
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what made her want to become an LNA, but I know she wanted, she had spoken about it, and I encouraged her because I was like, yeah, that's a good line of line of care. I don't
Yeah, it takes a special person to do that job for
know.
sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it takes somebody who really, really cares about people and, uh
ma'am.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely takes somebody with a good heart and soul to do that. So, and you said her favorite color was red, but if anyone who really knew her favorite color was purple.
Yeah,
So, why is that important?
I don't know. It's not really that important, but like I just know that it's just something I know.
Yeah. So I just like to know people's like what was her favorite music?
She listened to I want to say like a lot of R&B, like rap music, pop, things like music, kind of like that. Both loved Carrie Underwood.
Okay.
Um,
She liked all genres really.
yeah, she kind of had a variety.
Okay. Okay. And did she like to shop? Like was she a girly girl or was she, you know,
Yeah, we definitely went shopping a lot.
okay. Okay. But she liked, so what did the tattoo mean that she got her first tattoo? I saw that she got the tattoo with the
Oh yeah,
um,
the New Hampshire one.
okay. So what
It was
was that
just
just her
after our
first?
friend. Yeah, and we had gone together. Uh, and so the one I had gotten is this one. I can't really see it. It's this one that I have right here.
Okay.
And so we'd gone together to get tattoos, our first tattoos, which was the day after my birthday, which he another thing is that like he killed her on my birthday.
Oh, Lauren.
Yeah. And like that's another thing that
Oh.
really, really bothers me about all of this is because I know there's no way that Emily didn't also have plans in mind to come and see me for my birthday because it was that weekend on the 16th. There, I know her well enough to know that she was like, oh, we can, like, you can see your sister, we can celebrate our anniversary, and then we can go and see Lauren for her birthday. I guarantee you was her mindset.
So did you live in Vermont? Where did you live?
Yeah, I live in Vermont.
Oh, okay. So you knew she wouldn't miss your birthday.
No, she'd never.
Oh,
We ritualistically called each other at midnight on our birthdays.
oh, I'm so sorry.
So just really pisses me off because like he literally ruined my fucking birthday. And
Oh,
like, granted, yeah, I have a twin sister, so it's like I can celebrate for her, and my cousin's wife also happens to have the same birthday as us, so it's like I also celebrate for her, but like for myself, like I can't celebrate my birthday for myself anymore. And so many people tell me like, oh, like you need to get over that. Like it's
oh, you
like your birthday, you
never.
need to reclaim it. But I'm like, it's really not that simple.
No, it's never. I
Like
can't. Oh,
like
God.
I'm glad that my sister can still celebrate our birthday and stuff, but like I can't. On
Oh,
my birthday, I mourn.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just plain and simple.
oh,
October is usually the hardest month of the year for me.
oh, man. I am so sorry. That's even worse. So your birthday is on the 16th?
Yeah,
Oh. So you knew she wouldn't just abandon you that particular weekend.
no. And I'm also like, the thing is, like, I deal with like anger toward myself because I didn't realize the day of my birthday, I literally, like, I didn't talk to Emily or anything, but I was like so upset. Like, so upset. Like, I literally cried that entire day. My world felt like it had gone from like this to like this. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I was like, just like, I was like, something so just felt so deeply wrong. And like, I couldn't place it. I couldn't figure it out. And I could not be happy that day. And at one point, I'd actually gone to FaceTime Emily, and like my finger was like hovering over her name, and then I just like was like, she's not going to pick up. Like I knew for some reason she wasn't going to pick up, and so I ended up calling a different friend that day and just like talking with her, but like, and then the following day, which was our tattoo versary, as we called it, for our first tattoos, I had sent her a message saying like, happy catchiversary or whatever. And, she hadn't responded. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't even think anything when I didn't get a happy birthday message from her. It wasn't even in my mind. And then, like, neither was her not responding or opening my message on Sunday. And then it wasn't until Monday. I was literally sitting on the toilet and my twin called me and like asked me if I'd seen Emily. And I was like, what do you mean have I seen her? Like, no. And she was like, well, have you heard from her? And I was like, no. And then she was like, well, she's missing. And I was like, well, I laughed. I laughed. I said, Emily is not missing. Emily doesn't go missing. Because she doesn't. Emily wouldn't just go missing. Like, she wouldn't. She's not that stupid. She just wouldn't. And like the way that like the I don't even like the feeling I got in my like soul, this heart gut wrenching feeling that just dropped. I was just like, I knew I was like something really, really bad had happened. And I was like, if she's missing, she's not. I almost want to say, I said, if she's missing, she's not coming back. She's dead.
So when did her family file the missing persons report?
The day that Joe came and said that she was missing to her parents.
Was the 17th?
That was 18th. It was the 18th.
Oh, so they filed the missing person report pretty quickly because he just came
Yeah.
up
And then,
and
like,
was
obviously,
gone.
Adrienne called my mom to ask if she had heard or seen Emily, and that, how she was missing. And my mom hadn't, obviously. And so then my mom was like, literally, like, did God's fucking work and was like going places, calling people, like doing all of the things to make sure that things were done. And then, like, same with Emily's parents, because they called the New Hampshire State Police. I almost want to say, I think Joe called the state police, like Vermont State Police. I don't remember though.
So you were kind of upset with her for not calling you or texting you on your birthday, right?
No.
No, you just
No.
thought.
I was just upset that day and I couldn't figure out why. It didn't occur to me that she had messaged me, anything. Literally not until Monday when my sister called me, when I'd gone back to my Snapchat messages and I was like, she hasn't opened these. And like that was part of the reason I was like, something is deeply wrong. And then obviously, I texted her. I don't think they delivered. They might have. I don't remember because I don't know if they deliver if the phone's turned off. But I didn't get any responses. And I don't know. So fucking weird. But I knew.
Did
I
you
knew
guys
immediately.
start searching for her wherever he said the last place was that he saw her?
I know my mom did. And she had people like going there, and I don't even know. It's such like a blurry memory that I can't. Like, it all was just so fast. Like I was like literally panicking, and I wanted to do something, but I couldn't do something because I was just like stuck in my apartment. I don't have a license. I don't have a car. I was like panicking, and I don't remember if my roommate had been home at the time. I think she might have been, but like, I don't know. It was just such an anxiety inducing time that it's like hard for me to like recall memories.
So I know someone was on, I don't know if it was his ex-wife or whomever it was, but they were on like Court TV or Law and Crime, and they said it could have been me. So I don't know who it was, but I didn't watch the full interview or anything. I just know I don't know if it was his ex-wife or whomever, but apparently he has a history of being
That
this
was me.
type of.
Oh,
Oh, it was
honestly,
you?
Hmm.
Okay.
because of what he did. Because in his testimony, he had been describing his aisle yoga dancing with all the candles lit and stuff like that,
Right, right, yeah. Um, I
which
don't
is
even
what.
know because I found it odd because the police didn't say they found any like candle wax or anything
Yeah.
in the bus. So I was like, if she threw a candle, there would have
Yeah.
been candle wax all over the place.
Yeah, she wouldn't.
That's what really gags me is him saying that she like hit him with wine bottles and candles.
And there's like no mess anywhere.
Like,
Yeah,
sir, glass of break,
right.
point blank, period. And you
Yeah.
would definitely not be conscious if someone hit you with a fucking candle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if it was a Yankee style candle, yeah, those are pretty solid.
Yeah, like you are not going to be awake after that. You're
Yeah.
not.
And there
Unless
would
you're
be candle
God.
wax or something would have burned if it was
Yeah.
lit. Yeah, something
Yeah.
would have burned. I imagine that if they put that bus together themselves, I'm sure they used some pretty, inexpensive material. So it probably would have caught on fire. So,
Yeah.
especially if he's saying she used like Gorilla Glue or whatever. I don't know. I'm just speculating. So,
Yes,
I
did
just,
he say
I'm
that?
I just want her to be remembered as, her pictures that she has on Facebook, she just looks like such a happy go lucky, um, just sweet person. And I
She's
just
not.
imagine that that's the kind of person that she
It like
was.
radiates from the pictures and
Oh
videos.
yeah,
Just like
and like that part of her is like for sure just so accurate. Obviously on like the flip side, like she did have a really like like she struggled really hard with like depression and suicidal thoughts, especially like during this marriage. Like she wanted to kill herself so many times because she didn't want to put up with him anymore.
That's so sad. Because like I said in my last video, I was showing that, people always put out pictures of their relationship like it's so great, it's so wonderful. Like she and Gabby both, they posted pictures of their relationships like, oh, we're
Yeah.
so happy, we're so, and they only posted pictures of the good times. But what happens behind the scenes is never what is shown on social media, and the way she portrayed them was their skiing, their Halloween pictures, their wedding, and everything just looks so fun. And but what's going on behind closed doors is completely different. Was their apartment, because she chose it according to him,
Mm-hmm.
uh was the move-in her idea or his idea? Because again, like I say, I feel like she was the more fiscally responsible person in this relationship.
I think it was her idea in part because, she wanted to be closer to him, but also because I live here. She was
Okay.
like very excited about the fact that she wouldn't have to drive 3 hours to come see me
Okay.
or him, you
Okay.
know?
So it was
And
just, she wanted to be closer to her best friend,
yeah,
and so was his business as great as he said it was? Was he tattooing nonstop like in the apartment like he said he was? Was
I
she
mean, I don't
spying
know,
on him with the Ring camera?
only because he gave her reason to.
Okay.
Because he kept doing shady,
Bless
questionable
you.
things and tattooing shady, questionable women.
Okay. Okay. Well, I find it odd. I just find it odd that, after how many years was it that as soon as he got back in town, he reached out to you right away. And according to what he said, I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
he was, you know,
He'd also tried to convince me to come up to Maine to come and visit him and his fiance at the time, Josie, um,
okay.
because I don't know, just like hang out and catch up. But wasn't really interested in that. And then their relationship ended, and he came back to Vermont, which I'm now, in hindsight, based off of what I know about his relationship with her, she had it really, really bad with him. I don't know what happened in the relationship. I just know that she was only willing to tell the police about it, and then that was it.
Hmm.
When, you know, Joe got, or like, was being investigated.
So what is this weird yoga thing? Is this like some sort of
It's
Feels like a ritual.
yeah, he was like crouching down and like just doing some weird, and I just instantly got like an overwhelming sense of dread. I was like, what? I asked him if he was gonna kill me, and he said, "Not yet." I was like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, it literally felt like a ritual, like lighting the candles and um and like that little weird dance he was doing, and then when he was running around me like chanting, it was. And he also told me that he was the devil. Um, he, yeah, it was just like I felt like he had like a weird ritualistic thing.
okay. Okay,
Yeah,
that's odd. All right.
yeah, it was
Um,
terrifying.
was this in your place or his
It was
place?
at his apartment. He lived in Richmond, Vermont at the time, and I went to his apartment and
This was
instantly,
only on like your third date?
yeah, it was either the second or third. It kind of jumbles together, so I can't remember if we went out twice before this or just once. But yeah,
Okay. So he really didn't have any shame. He just went all
yeah,
in with this
yeah,
craziness.
yes.
Okay. So you never met Emily.
No, and I didn't. I had after what happened with me, I would regularly look Joseph up till because I just could feel that he was going to do it again, and I was struggling with like PTSD a lot and stuff. Anyway, so I was like looking him up, and when I saw that he was with Emily, like pictures with her, I really wanted to reach out to her and let her know what he had done, but I was scared that he was going to come after me or yeah, I don't know. I struggled with a lot of
Okay. So you're dealing with your own kind of
yeah, I
okay.
deal with a lot of guilt with it because
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I just reached out. And in hindsight, I feel like she would have taken it well, but I was scared.
I don't think either one of you should feel,
Yeah,
I can't stop. I mean, obviously I can't stop that, but I mean, I think, either one of you should feel that way. You went through something awful. Lauren has obviously, you've lost your best friend, and God, I just can't believe on your birthday. And it's something that again, I can't imagine, um, that pain, that you're going through. Uh, but obviously, Emily Jean was a beautiful person, and her social media matched her personality, and the type of person that she was, a caring, beautiful, lovely young person, like young girl. And I can see why you guys were such good friends. You're a beautiful person as well and have so much to offer. And I hope that you will go to Hawaii, as you said that you and Emily Jean wanted to do. I hope that you make it there and get to do some fun stuff. And I hope that you do that so that you can enjoy it, and she will be with you.
Mhm.
I don't know if you believe in God, but I do, and I hope that I hope that Emily is in heaven, and I hope that she is. I know she's with you every single day because you were so close.
That is an understatement. Trust me.
You what?
Her being with me every day, it's almost an understatement. Like, uh,
Well, I know she's with you every day. I know that you guys obviously had a connection from second grade on, which is rare to find friends that stay friends from elementary school on, especially these days. And obviously, you had a connection enough that you knew something was wrong. On your birthday, you just didn't know what. And man, I just can't imagine her mom. What's her mom's name again?
Adrian.
Adrian, I can't imagine as a mother. I have a God, almost 30-year-old and a about going to be 25-year-old. And I can't imagine, having that type. Oh gosh, I just can't. I can't. It's absolutely awful.
Yeah.
And so I like I told you, I cover these type of things, but it's easy to cover, but not, to know what this feels like. Um, so to actually speak to someone who has been through this, it makes me feel uh I just I'm getting like just teary-eyed and choked up to because I don't know. And like I said in my last video, for him to go put you through this by pleading not guilty and by saying that she did this or she did that, it just makes no sense to me to put you guys through the actual trial and to say the things he said when obviously she was such a beautiful person and a beautiful light. And I really want to ask you, what is your favorite, if you could narrow down, not she lit up a room. I know people say that all the time about someone who's gone, but what was something about Emily Jean that you think people could relate to or what you want people to remember or know about her that made you drawn to her?
You know, I know in my case, it's like me and her are kind of like opposites in a sense, which is why we were such good friends. But like also we were kind of the same. But it was just like her attitude toward the world and like her her just her personality. She's just she's so funny and like we just we just had so much in common and she just knew I don't know, like we just it's hard to describe because it's like everything about her. It's like I think I even said in the email that beforehand, like it's just it's indescribable. She is indescribable. Like she just was like she had just like this brightness, like a star, like the brightest star in the sky. And there just like nothing could take that away. Literally nothing. And despite how much she had gone through, she still had such a positive outlook. And at the end of the day, she's the most loyal person I've ever known in my life.
I think
Well,
your
honest.
smile says it all. Like just the your facial expression, like it just says it all. Like you reminiscing thoughts about her, and the way you smile when you're thinking about her, it just says everything about who she was, because
Yeah.
I can tell just when you're thinking about her, it just brings tears to my eyes, because I wish I knew who she was, because you are just making her, just with your face, it just makes me know that she was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, amazing doesn't even cut it, if you ask
No.
me.
Yeah, I
Like,
can tell. I can
she brings
tell with your,
so much ambition and like, I don't know, like an excitement for things. Like, she first got her license, like literally the first thing she did was drive up and see me that night. She left at like 8 o'clock and got to my house by like 10:30, 11 at night. Just, yeah, and then we just, we were up having a kiki. Yeah.
there's no way I would let my son do that. So,
No, literally. It's like she got her license.
no,
I'm
there's no
missing Lauren.
way.
And like was off.
Yeah. No way, no way. I was super strict. He went to military school. That's how strict I was. So, I just want to say how much I appreciate you talking to me about her and sharing her with me, and just being here. I thank you so much for being on this channel, talking to me. If you ever want to continue sharing Emily's spirit, your spirit, your soul with me, I would be more than happy to have you back. So, just thank you so much. Thank you, Brooke, for joining as well. I greatly appreciate it. I hate that it's under these circumstances, but I would, just thank you so much for sharing, Emily Jean. Thank you for sharing your everything. I really, really appreciate it so much. Um, and I am so sorry. I'm so, so sorry for your loss. But just, I will be praying for you. I know a lot of people think that thoughts and prayers are a joke, but I will be praying for
No, they're
you,
not.
and you know, uh, and just know that God is with you, and Emily Jean is with you every day. And um, yeah, and just God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. And if you need anything, let me know. Reach out anytime, and I'll do the best that I can. And I am going to look into that stepmom situation. And
Yeah, definitely. Because I don't know, I'm kind of like
All
curious
signs
about
point to
them.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, literally just based off of,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
that's perfect.
very interesting. Very interesting. But
Mhm.
thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate the time you've taken. And let me know if you need anything at all.
yeah. I think the only other thing I want to add is really because I just want to get this out there to as much people as possible. Is uh, since Emily passed, like her mom and stepdad started a nonprofit for victims of domestic violence
Okay.
and like, survivors of domestic violence. It's called Emily Jean's Voice.
Okay.
And so its goal is to help provide survivors and victims with service animals to help them through
Oh,
their
great.
PTSD.
I hope everyone enjoyed the conversation that I was able to have with Lauren and Brooke. And I hope you will all go to emilyjeansvoice.org and please donate to her family's site, because it does help everyone who is going through any type of domestic violence situation, or anything that will help go towards anybody who is suffering any type of situation and help them in any type of suffering that they are having. I hope that this video helped you understand what someone is going through, or if you have suffered any type of loss. I cannot imagine, as I stated in the video, what this must feel like for Emily's family, even her friends. I mean, this is such a horrific loss. The world is suffering a huge loss not having Emily Jean here. For someone who was so loving and so giving and so caring, I mean, as I stated, it takes a very, very special person to want to work in the field that she chose, which was nursing. It is really, really something for someone to choose that as their career choice. And to not have someone like that in this world is true loss for all of us. And I just want to reiterate the way this man chose to take her out of this world was absolutely horrific and disgusting. And for her family and friends to have to live with that every day, and for the last 3 years, is just absolutely awful. And, you know, we did honor Gabby Petito when she met her 3 year anniversary. And I just want to honor Emily Jean since her trial actually just ended last week. And as Lauren stated, he will not have to go up for parole, which is so just such a blessing for her family and her friends. They won't have to go through that. We just pray that the judge will give him life, especially since her demise was so gruesome. And I just hope that we got some insight. I hope that you all got insight on the type of person that Emily Jean was. Her light just shined bright. And I hope that you can see that when people get into these type of relationships, it does make the person dim a little bit every day. And it shows that someone like Emily wanted to make this work, and that she was young. And she was with someone who was 20 years older than she was. And you could see through Brooke's story that she was young as well. And as she stated, you know, he reached out to people that were much younger than he was. And as she stated, you know, these people, these young women are much more manipulative or manipulative. I'm not sure the word that I'm trying to look for, but because they're so young, it's easier to get these girls to kind of do this man's bidding because they are older, and they are easier to manipulate. So as you can hear from Brooke's story, he did the exact same thing to her, that weird ritualistic yoga thing with the candles and all of that. And he threatened her as well. And he almost did the same thing to her and told her to call her family and tell them goodbye. Unfortunately, Emily Jean didn't get that courtesy. She was just taken off this planet in the most gruesome, horrific way. And it's awful that, you know, it breaks my heart. And when I ask Lauren what's the thing that she wants people to remember about Emily Jean, just the way that her face lit up uh, spoke volumes about the type of person that Emily Jean was. And, you know, it just touches my heart so much because, you know, a lot of times people put a different persona on social media than they are in real life. And if you look through Emily Jean's Facebook, she was a good soul and a happy face. And it just hurts my heart to know that someone like that is not on this planet. So I hope that you will all take notice and hold your loved ones closer to you, and make sure that you tell the person that you're with that you love them every day, and that you just make every moment count, because you never know. As Lauren said, this horrific incident happened on her birthday, and she and Emily Jean had a tradition where they called each other at midnight on each other's birthday, and this one was missed. And I just, Lauren knew something was wrong, but she just didn't know what. So I just want you all to be sure that you tell each other you love each other, and you make sure you hold each other tight, and don't ever, ever forget the last conversation that you had. And just be sure that you just never, ever forget each other. And make sure that you know that, but in your great mercy, you did not put an end to them or abandon them, for you are a gracious and merciful God. Nehemiah 9:31. So always know that you keep your loved ones so close to you, and make sure you tell each other you love each other. For God is merciful, and he loves you, and he loves each and every one of us. And make sure you tell each other you love each other. And please keep Emily Jean's mother in your prayers. This was her only daughter, and she's having a very hard time. It's been 3 years, but it's something you never get over. So I just want to make sure you all know that Lauren is, continuing on in Emily Jean's honor, this life of nursing. And I hope that she does get to make it to Hawaii. And I hope she does get to share those moments with Emily Jean. I do truly believe that Emily Jean is with her every day, and her mother. So I hope that this interview, this talk with Lauren, helped open up your heart and your minds. And if you've ever suffered a loss like this, I hope that this will help you just know that you're not alone. And I know that we cover these kind of discussions all the time, trials and things like that. But some of us understand really what it's like to have this type of loss. And I certainly don't understand this type of loss. But talking to Lauren today and talking to Brooke, knowing how close she came to being possibly an Emily Jean, and talking to Lauren helped me understand a little bit more of what this could be like. But still, I don't know what this is like. So I just hope that everyone sees that these things are real. This stuff actually is happening out there. And I hope that you will keep them in your prayers. And I hope you'll go to emilyjeansvoice.org and give. And remember to keep Emily Jean and her family and her friends in your prayers. And remember, God loves you, and everything happens for a reason. And I know it may not make sense, but God is here, and he is everywhere. And Emily Jean is with Lauren and her mother every day. So I really appreciate each and every one of you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell. Become a member so you can hear these type of videos and stories. And remember, as I told Lauren, I hope she stays around in my life. And if she ever needs me, I will be there. I really want her to continue because I don't want to ever forget that this is reality. This type of stuff actually happens. So gosh, this is very hard for me to talk about because even though I didn't experience it, it's really, really sad. It's gosh, I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine it. So again, I appreciate you all so very much. Kamsahamnida. Thank you for watching The Alternate Point of View.